Coming up on today's episode of Airborne Unlimited, a P-51 crash in Arizona takes 2 lives. United pilots to bridge the generation gap through training. Letter groups are coming out against ATC privatization. I'm Bree Cross. It's February 8th, 2016, and this is Airborne Unlimited. ANN is agreed to report that former Sikorsky President Jeff Pino and his friend Nicholas Tramontano were reportedly killed last Friday in the crash of Pino's P-51 Mustang named Big Beautiful Doll. The airplane went down near Maricopa, Arizona. A massive presence in the military, civilian, and business aviation community, the retired Sikorsky Boss was a good friend to ANN, a valued member of the Lip Bob Fly inner circle, and certainly one of the best among us. The accident site has left little clue as to what happened, and the so-called witness reports don't lend a lot of data as yet. However, something appears to have gone quite wrong, and that the impact debris ring suggests a high-speed, near-vertical impact. Pino's passenger and good friend, Nick Tramontano, was also an experienced pilot with more than 26,000 flight hours. To all those who knew or befriended Jeff, we at ANN extend our prayers and thoughts. We offer our condolences to the families of both of these outstanding aviators. Pilots flying for United Continental Holdings will get some special training designed to boost safety and improve communications. And while the airline says the program is forward-looking, it does follow a strongly worded letter sent to pilots last year concerning major safety events and near misses. Bloomberg Business relays a report from the Wall Street Journal, which indicates that the program was developed with the participation of the Airline Pilots Association and individual pilots. The airline says its goal is to improve intergenerational communication as younger pilots come online and graduate into the role of captain. Another goal is to encourage mentoring of younger pilots by veteran aviators. United spokesman Charlie Hobart said that a pilot in his or her 20s may rely more heavily on mobile devices than an older pilot, but did not specifically mention any particular communication issues that have arisen in the cockpit. After the break, EAA and NATA join others against ATC privatization.
Concorde's recombinant gas RG series sealed battery technology produces a high-performance battery with the advantages of being pre-tested and fully charged at the factory. Find out more about Concorde's entire line of batteries at www.concordebattery.com. Concorde, the heart of your aircraft.
There's a difference between charting a steady course and pushing for the ceiling. And for nearly a century, Hartzell Propeller has been defining that difference. It's in our passion for engineering and research and our dedication to testing the limits of performance. We are built on honor. We are Hartzell Propeller.
Welcome back. If you would like to be a supporter of Airborne Unlimited, send an email to jim@aero-news.net. Battle lines are being drawn over the proposed FAA reauthorization bill introduced last Wednesday by Congressman Bill Schuster, chair of the House Transportation Committee. Among those adding their names to the list who are against the bill are the Experimental Aircraft Association and the National Air Transportation Association, both with strong ties to general aviation. The legislation is a 6-year reauthorization of the FAA, which everyone agrees is necessary, but it would also spin off air traffic control services into a private, not-for-profit corporation that would be administered by an independent board of directors. Jack Pelton, EAA CEO and chairman, said in part, quote, EAA supports a stable, predictable funding mechanism for the national airspace system, but we oppose this bill as it is now written. The NATA says on their website, quote, we have been quite clear throughout the development of this legislation that we will not support leap of faith proposals that place the fate of any segment of general aviation, in this case the air charter community, in the hands of a yet-to-be-determined board of directors. Each week we share with you an online video that one of our viewers found especially entertaining. We call it our Aero Video of the Week.
Final liftoff of Atlanta.
Oh crap.
Slippery ice can ruin a good day. This Westjet 737 was simply parked at the ramp when it started sliding away. The ground crew really had to hustle. Search Westjet 737 drifting on YouTube. After these messages, 3 FAA unions argue against separating ATC.
Redbird Flight Simulations is dedicated to revolutionizing flight training by designing, manufacturing, and delivering affordable and innovative flight training technologies. Each Redbird device is designed to enhance the training experience for pilots of all levels, from student to ATP. Redbird is quickly becoming the industry standard for flight training. Since Redbird introduced its revolutionary FMX in 2007, colleges, universities, and flight training operations around the world have integrated Redbird products into their curriculum. It's time to discover what Redbird can do for you. Join the migration.
Sandia introduces the new SAI 340 Quattro TSO'd airspeed, attitude, altitude, and slip. With integral backup battery, safety never looked so good. See it now at www.sandia.aero.
Welcome back. With so much news coming out of the aviation industry, we're summarizing some other interesting stories in a brief segment we call Around the Patch. 3 major unions representing thousands of FAA employees oppose the privatization of the air traffic controllers and the ATC function. They say that making massive changes to the FAA structure is neither a prudent nor responsible decision. The commemorative Air Force Red Tail Squadron P-51 Mustang, named Tuskegee Airmen, was involved in a no-injury gear-up landing at Dallas Executive Airport. The red-tailed aircraft commemorates the Tuskegee Airmen of World War II. The CAF reports it will be restored. The Lockheed Martin and NASA Orion team has secured the Exploration Mission 1 Orion crew module into its structural assembly tool. The crew module is the living quarters for the astronauts and the backbone for many of Orion's systems, such as propulsion, avionics, and parachutes. The National Air Transportation Association has released the Safety First General Aviation Misfueling Prevention Program. It's a free online-based awareness program for pilots, line service professionals, FBO general managers, and customer service representatives. ASA's new combined commercial and flight instructor syllabus covers all flight proficiency skills for an initial commercial pilot and flight instructor certificate with an airplane, single-engine land, category, and class rating. It's available as a free PDF download from ASA. Well, that's the trip around the patch. Now let's move on to the rest of the news. As previously reported, a skydive company named Skydive Myrtle Beach and Horry County, South Carolina, have been in a protracted battle about whether or not Skydive Myrtle Beach should be allowed to operate on their airport. Part of the issue is an increasingly questionable claim. The skydiving company has numerous safety violations. The FAA was supposed to have responded to a Freedom of Information Act requested from the Skydive Myrtle Beach to the FAA seeking documentation of 112 supposed safety complaints against the company by February 2nd, but no documents have been delivered. It's reported the Skydive company first attempted to get the supporting documentation of the 112 safety complaints from the county, but was told the FAA report was the only information they had. This prompted the Freedom of Information request for the FAA to release supporting documents. Grand Strand Daily reports that Skydive Myrtle Beach officials and their attorney scheduled a meeting with the South Carolina Attorney General to provide him with the information about the Freedom of Information request and the agency's lack of response. ANN has asked numerous state and federal officials for an investigation into the questionable practices that mandated the skydiving operations closure. Well, that's our program for today. Remember to get comprehensive real-time 24/7 coverage of the latest aviation and aerospace stories anytime at aero-news.net. Remember that Airborne Unlimited is streamed daily Monday through Friday with additional breaking news bulletins for important stories that fall outside of our normal deadlines. Please join us and a growing roster of over 100 outstanding industry associations and organizations every weekday for the best in aviation and aerospace news from the staff of the Aero-News Network, the aviation world's most comprehensive news and information resource.